Back amid the Russia-Ukraine war, Chinese President Xi Jinping has arrived in Moscow for a two-day visit and has met Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, Xi Jinping has said that he's on a state visit to Russia at the invitation of the Russian President Vladimir Putin, and he's confident his visit will produce fruitful results. Now, this visit comes at a time when he's officially been elected as Chinese president for the third term. It's also believed that the two heads of state are likely to discuss Russia-Ukraine conflict, as China has recently proposed a peace plan to end the ongoing conflict. Now, Xi Jinping has also been reportedly quoted saying that it is time for a multipolar world. Professor Victor Gao, Chair Professor Suzhou University, is with us. Suzhou University is with us. We also have, and he's also a former Chinese diplomat. And we also have Dhruv Katoj of the India Foundation. Namaste. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. Professor Gao, if I may ask you, what is the approach that President Xi Jinping will have with respect to Russia and also the Russia-Ukraine conflict? Because the Western media says China wants to fuel this conflict a little more because it also wants to expend some of its arsenal, which is very close to its expiry date. This is the kind of talk in the Western media. So I would like your opinion on that.
Thank you very much for having me. I think President Xi Jinping's visit to Russia, as it is going on as we speak, is very important for two reasons. One is that China-Russia relations are very important in the world of today. The two countries are highly complementary, and the two countries share a long border of 4,300 kilometers long, which is unarmed, meaning both Russia and China have complete trust in each other, and they do not need to second-guess each other's strategic motivations, for example, and the two countries in terms of trade of all kinds are highly complementary. Secondly, President Xi Jinping definitely will talk to President Putin of Russia about China's peace proposal for ending the war in Ukraine in diplomacy and negotiations, and China is willing to play the role of mediator as it did to create and make peace between Saudi Arabia and Iran. So I think this summit meeting in Moscow will be very important, not only for China-Russia relations, but also for the Ukrainian war, as well as for global peace and stability. Now, China's role is simple. China stands firmly for peace between Russia and Ukraine. Peace may not be easy, though, and it will take a very, very complicated process to bring both Russia and Ukraine onto the same negotiation table, and Ukraine also need to resolve the issue involving many countries which may not want to see peace.
So no supply of arms. So no supply of arms and ammunition to the Russians. Via the Middle East.
What's your question?
I said no supply of arms and ammunition to Russia via the Middle East.
From the Chinese perspective, we do not believe Russia need to buy any weapons from China. We believe Russia has full capabilities in producing nuclear weapons as well as conventional weapons. And Russia can handle multiple challenges by itself. What China is doing is to promote peace, is try to convince Russia and Ukraine that peace is the most important thing, and making peace is much better than making war against each other. And the war in Ukraine actually has the ingredients of spilling over to other countries and complicating the whole situation, and may even get out of control from conventional war to non-conventional war.
Let me take this to General Dhruv Katoj. What would be China's point of view? Secure the Donbas region and secure your route to the Black Sea at the earliest, and just finish this war, don't drag it on?
Thank you, Anand. Anand, I'll give you a slightly different view. In my view, before Xi Jinping's visit to Russia, which took place today and which will continue for another 2 days or so, he visited Mariupol. Now, Mariupol is 40 kilometers off in the Donbas region and lies on the coast. Now, I think that visit has given a very clear message to the people of Russia, to the people of Ukraine, and to the people of the world, that what Russia has taken, that means the Donbas region, Zaporizhia and Kherson, this entire coastal belt which secures for Russia the Sea of Azov, and a very large part of the Black Sea. Russia is not going to negotiate on that. That the maps have changed, and I think that is one point which he wants to bring out very, very forcefully by that visit. Now, that visit has been followed immediately by the visit of the Chinese president. Now, what this indicates, in my view, is Russia, again, telling the world, we have got enough allies. And while certain elements in the West may try to portray Putin as a war criminal, the very fact that Xi Jinping has come to visit him there nullifies all such attempts. So those coercive tactics, as far as the West is concerned, is not going to work. The third point I want to bring out is the Chinese plan for bringing peace is not going to work. No plan can work in this area, whether it is the Chinese plan or the other plan. In my view, what can only work is a unilateral ceasefire being given by President Putin.
Well, that is not going to, that is not going to happen till the time, like you said, he secures this region and he's got direct access to the warm waters. He's got warm water access. Gentlemen, I have to
secure his areas.
With due respect, I have run over time and overrun my time today on the show, so that's why I have to keep this very short. But with the promise that we'll get you back and have a longer conversation on this, we wind up this edition of The Right Stand. Thank you very much.